Shark Tank deals that went horribly wrong. ABC's hit show Shark Tank is now in its 9th year. Over the show's run, we've seen all sorts of businesses pitch their ideas to the sharks in the hope that they'll walk away with some serious cash to turn their dreams into reality. Some of them have become household names, generating millions in income, like Kodiak Cakes and Tipsy Elves, while others were doomed from the very beginning. Join us as we take a look at Shark Tank deals that went horribly wrong. Be warned, some of these are so painful you might cry. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos about your favorite movies and TV shows. Sweet Balls. James McDonald and Cole Egger gave it their all when they appeared on the show to try and get backing for their cake company, Sweet Balls. The aim of the business was to take the idea behind the popular party staple Cake Pops, remove the stick, and sell them at a fraction of the cost. The judges were sold on the taste of the little balls of deliciousness, and it wasn't long before they shook hands with Mark Cuban for $200,000. Despite leaving the show with the funding they needed, things went from sweet to sour pretty quickly. Tensions rose between the two business partners, leading to James suing Cole for breach of contract. Not long after this, the original company website sweetballs.net began to divert to Cole's own company, cakeballs.com. Following on from this, James filed a restraining order against his former buddy for reasons unknown. You know what they say, money can destroy friendships like nothing else. It's a shame, as the idea could have made some serious bank. Toy Guru. When Nikki brought her concept to the show, it looked like she was on to a winner. Her company centered around monthly subscription boxes of toys for families based on a similar model to Netflix. You pay a certain amount a month to get a box of toys delivered, keeping the costs down and the kids happy. The young businesswoman had a great plan, knew her facts and figures, and won over the judges, walking away with $200,000 from Kevin and Mark. Unfortunately, like most new businesses with high hopes, the idea tanked within a year. 12 months on from her appearance on the show, and Nikki had filed Toy Guru for bankruptcy. All of the judges liked the idea, and even after it failed miserably, Kevin continued to sing its praises, saying, "Toy Guru? Great concept, but they proved unable to execute." That's just a fancy way of saying that it all went spectacularly wrong. According to Nikki, the average family tend to spend upward of $1,000 a year on toys, so if it had worked out, millions of Americans could have saved a lot of cash. You smell soap. As far as soap names go, this one takes the biscuit. Blonde bombshell Megan Cummins caused quite the stir with her range of bath time products. The sharks took the bait and completely bought into the soaps with personality, even though she had yet to get any orders from potential buyers. It all happens quite quickly, but Cummins partnered up with Robert, who happily invested in her company, and it all went downhill from there. Despite 3 offers from the sharks, the soap maker went with Rob, who agreed to cough up $55,000 for 20% of this business, plus an additional $50,000 from Cummins to live on for the first year. However, once the show wrapped, the money failed to materialize. According to Cummins, she tried to contact the technology tycoon on multiple occasions, but could never get past his assistance. Eventually, a contract materialized after 6 months of waiting, but it wasn't what they had agreed upon in front of the cameras. For his $55,000, Robert wanted half of the company, not just 20%. Not willing to give up her baby that easily, Cummins turned it down and decided to go it alone. She later regretted shaking hands with this particular shark, saying, "I should have gone with Mark Cuban. Robert was shaking my hand as Mark was meeting his offer. It all happened so fast and I had no time to think. I've heard nothing but great things about Mark from other people he's invested in. Hindsight is 20/20. You're not wrong, Nikki, but you only get one shot at Shark Tank. Shoulda, woulda, coulda." Show no towels. Shelley Eller spent many a night in her sewing room stitching together towel ponchos that she called Shono. The mom was so likable that Lori instantly jumped on board with the idea, cutting her a check then and there. But sometimes, though, things can be too good to be true. Initially, everything seemed to be going well for Shelley, with Disney placing a large order to sell in their souvenir shops, but it wasn't long before orders well and truly dried up. The exact reason for Shelley's failure hasn't been revealed in its entirety, but on her blog, Eller stated that although there was a steady stream of orders, there simply wasn't enough to get the business fully up and running. Not only that, but something undisclosed definitely went down between Shelley and her shark. Although she didn't go into exact details, Shelley stated, "My Shark Tank deal with Lori Grainer turned to crap. I once cursed my shark partner for kicking me to the curb, but now I thank her. She taught me so much more than she thought she did, and none of it was about business." Interesting. We'd love to know what exactly went down between these two. Gayla Bentley. There is a big market out there for women's fashion that has a great size range, given that so many retailers only stock average sizes. When Gayla Bentley appeared on the show to get some backing for her curvy clothing business, it seemed like a pretty sure thing. Damon and Barbara bought into the idea for a 50% stake in the company, handing over $250,000. While all three met up a few times after the show to try and get a proper business plan together, not much happened after that. Gayla received the money and was supposed to use it to set up some stores, but she never did. Not only that, but neither Damon or Barbara ever heard from her again. It's as though she vanished. GaylaBentley.com is still active online, but according to some sources, it hasn't been updated since 2010. It's important to be careful who you go into business with, but in such a fast-paced environment like Shark Tank, you just have to go with your gut. In this case, both of the sharks were wrong and ended up losing a pretty penny to a con woman. Gayla, wherever you are, we hope you're still not running businesses. The Body Jack. When Cactus Jack rocked up to pitch his product, no one quite knew what to expect. The cowboy hat-wearing southerner brought along with him a weight loss machine that he had conjured up, called the Body Jack. Ironically, Cactus Jack is a pretty big fella that could stand to use a few pounds himself. Alarm bells should have started ringing to the sharks then and there, but they didn't. Barbara and Kevin liked the workout equipment so much that they shook on the spot. In a follow-up shot, a little while later, Kevin and Cactus Jack announced their new infomercial. Kevin said that he was confident his company could make millions of dollars on this product. He was wrong. Everything spectacularly fell apart, and everyone lost any money that they had put in. Kevin and Barbara kissed goodbye to $90,000 each, while Cactus Jack said goodbye to fitness and went on to promote Slobber Sauce, an all-in-one nutritional vitamin spray for dogs. Honestly, some people will try anything to get rich. Breathometer. Having a portable breathalyzer on hand when you're out having a good time is a great way of keeping on track of your blood alcohol levels. And the sharks thought so too. This handy device attached to a smartphone measured your booze units and even told you how long it would take for you to sober up. Charles Yem won over most of the judges, taking away $650,000 to get his company off the ground. At first, everything seemed to be going well. Buyers couldn't get enough of the breathometer, and millions of orders went through. But then the Federal Trade Commission got a little suspicious and decided to look into it. They discovered that the product wasn't 100% accurate as it claimed, and also has never been tested in a government lab like Yem had stated. Needless to say, the company got hit with some heavy fines and were ordered to refund over $5 million to customers. There's something to be said for the premise of such a widely sought-after item, but if it doesn't work, can you imagine the problems it could have and probably did cause? It doesn't bear to think about. GoGo Gear. Desiree and Arlene looks like the kind of woman that you could have trusted to look after your children. So going into business with them seems relatively risk-free to the Sharks. Introducing their brand of stylish motorcycle gear that still offered protection, the pair wanted $300,000 to get the ball rolling in exchange for 15%. As there seemed to be a gap in the market, the Sharks were intrigued, but despite the likable personalities of the founders, the pitch was a disaster. Neither Desiree or Arlene could give accurate answers about facts and figures, which immediately put some of the Sharks off. However, Damon was in, albeit for 65% instead of 15%. The deal was made, but it wasn't to be. Almost immediately after the show wraps, the motorcycle clothing industry headed into a huge downward spiral, causing a number of businesses to go bust. This all happened before Damon forked out the cash, so he held back on the investment, instead agreeing to help the two on an advisory basis. The market eventually picked up again, and GoGo Gear did extremely well. They may not have failed, but it was touch and go, and Damon would have certainly passed up on a huge opportunity to make some serious dollar. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, and don't forget to check out one of the other two videos on your screen.